Hey guys, today we're playing Perfect Dark on the Xbox 360. This is the remastered version, so the textures are a little bit higher and it looks a lot better, and you have a controller with dual analog sticks, which is nice. This was originally on the Nintendo 64. This was actually, sorry, I had to read the menu. This was actually a pseudo sequel to
It's good to see you. Come with me.
to GoldenEye.
Around the training rooms.
I really didn't expect this part. But this was originally supposed to be the sequel to GoldenEye, a rare sequel to GoldenEye, which was probably one of the best and well-known Nintendo 64 games out there, but they lost the license.
Center is through this door.
So,
Hi there. Hey.
sorry. This dude's never come up and talked to me before. I really don't give a flying fuck what he has to say, because I already been through there. They should have did it this way in the beginning of the game. You can't tell this runs at 60 frames per second. But anyway, as I was talking about before, I'm distracted by all this stupid new shit where he's trying to show me around, even though I obviously done this a ton of times. You really have to follow me everywhere. Such a dick. But yeah, so since Rare lost the license, they made their own license to basically be a sequel to GoldenEye, but it takes place in its own universe. It has nothing to do with James Bond. And there's never been a 007, in my opinion, that's been as fun as GoldenEye. Yet, this has been as fun as GoldenEye, and in some ways, it's better, although I would have rather the setting be in modern times instead of this futuristic setting. There's also a sequel to this called Perfect Dark Zero on the Xbox 360, which isn't nearly as good. In this firing range, you can see you can unlock the weapons from GoldenEye. Obviously a nod that this is sort of a semi-sequel or spiritual successor. You have to get all gold stars. That sniper rifle's a bitch to use, because they have this weird targeting system that it recenters itself, which I'm not used to. I really don't care what that old man has to say. I'm gonna try to start this game. So this game feels so much better with dual analog sticks, it's not even funny. This game's also really ahead of its time. I think about the PlayStation and Nintendo 64 games at the time, and this looks almost as on par as like a Dreamcast or even maybe an early PlayStation 2 game, which is quite a feat. This did require the 4 megabyte RAM patch, or whatever the heck it was, the cartridge that went into your Nintendo 64 in order to play this game. Otherwise, if you played without it, you only could do like these little multiplayer match things, and it was pretty dumb. But this you can play with people online and stuff. This runs at 60 frames per second, but YouTube doesn't show 60 frames per second, so you won't be able to see it. So we're gonna try solo missions. We're gonna try this. I've gotten farther than Chicago on the Nintendo 64. Excuse me, I have the hiccups. Best time to record a video. But I've just gotten this game recently. I might lose a few times in the beginning because I have to use that awful sniper rifle. But when they made this game on the Nintendo 64, they obviously had dual analog sticks in mind, because there was an option to actually hold 2 Nintendo 64 controllers in your hand at once and emulate dual analog sticks, which was pretty nuts. Textures are really nice, but it's weird to still see people talk without moving their mouth, and the polygon count's kind of low, but once you start playing, you quickly forget about all that.
This time, it's not just my
I wish
life on
they'd
the
bring
line.
back the Rare's version of GoldenEye. I was gonna say wish bring back the, and then I switched how I was going to say it, and that sounded weird. But yeah, I wish they'd bring back Rare's version of GoldenEye.
They'll kill the negotiator.
Hopefully. Alright, I lucked out. Usually she gets shot a few times. Like, this aiming system is stupid. Like, if I let go, it goes back into the center. I don't like that. My suggestion to you, especially if you're used to playing newer games that are first-person shooters, is to lower the sensitivity of the aiming. Otherwise, oh, this is stupid. Usually you don't need to be shot that much. Luckily I have a lot of ammo. This game still has the auto targeting, but I wish there was an option to turn off that auto centering stuff that they have. Also, something I want to show you guys, since they are fully aware that there's modern like controls out now, then Perfect Dark's controls are kind of dated. We have duty calls, which are like Call of Duty controls, Spartan, which are like Halo controls, and then you have classic. Here's what they look like. If you're really curious, you can pause the video. Man, that kind of sounded dickish of me to be like that, but I'm trying to fit a lot in a short amount of time. My videos have been having a tendency to be longer than I'd like them to, which is fine with me, but I know people lose interest in them pretty quickly. Oh man, I'm doing terrible. Talking and playing is not the easiest thing. I thought I'd excel at it, but it's easier said than done. I had no idea until I started to do it. Because I used to watch people and say, I could be funnier than them. Why are they being like that? I could play better than that. And then when I finally started to do it, man, I was in for a rude awakening. So now we have this little Uzi type gun. We can start playing the game more like GoldenEye. But like I said, I wish they'd bring back Rare's GoldenEye, the one on Nintendo 64 in some form. I know that they remake GoldenEye for like the newer systems, but they're made by different companies and control completely different. It doesn't have that weird auto targeting that the original GoldenEye had, which I know it's kind of cheap, and of course maybe you should have the option to turn it off or whatever, but that's part of what made GoldenEye feel like GoldenEye. Shit, I forgot about the snipers. I probably shouldn't be going this way. It really wants me to use this hunk of junk. But if they could like have like the same levels, maybe change the characters up and maybe the story, but for the people in the know, obviously know that it's GoldenEye basically reskinned, that would be awesome. They should do that. I'm sure people would buy it. Microsoft, after they obtained the Rare license, really hasn't done much with it. They made those Viva Pinata games. They had a remake of Conker's Bad Fur Day, Grabbed by the Ghoulies, Perfect Dark Zero, and basically this game, if I didn't cover anything, there wasn't much more after that. And I guess they re-released the Banjo-Kazooie games on the Xbox Live Arcade, but it doesn't have as many improvements as this. The aiming system with the sniper rifle is so floaty. That's why I'm having trouble getting the gold star in the targeting range. These assholes will sneak up on you. You gotta look all around. It's not even all of them. Well, he got shot in an area where you shouldn't shoot people. How could you walk after that? That guy should get a medal. Yeah, whatever. The snipers are apparently a lot more fragile than the guys with the Uzis. So we haven't got that mission complete indicator yet, which means there's more snipers around here. Where could they be? Probably on that roof somewhere. It's a nice blockhouse. Not a lot of polygons that constructed this, but it's okay. Alright, now we took care of that. Now finally we can run and gun. Thank goodness. Like when you have moments like this is like my favorite parts of the game. And it has that subtle lock-on thing that GoldenEye had, which I really like. And it actually lends itself quite nice to the dual analog sticks. And I have to say, after playing this, that even compared to like modern games, when people get hit, it looks like they're actually getting hit. And I like the exaggerated deaths. I think like the way that the animations react to the hit detection is probably some of the best I've seen even to this day. Now their other animations I can't really vouch for, but when they get shot, it actually looks like the bullets are actually hurting them pretty bad, which makes it kind of rewarding. I know that kind of sounds sick, but it's the truth. And here is a reuse of assets, because you know how people like to hang up carpets on the wall and light them in the exact same ones. Well, here's some art. Very, very, very modern art. Got any guests in here? Nope. What a shitty way if you wanted to... If this was your vacation and just some lady just came in and started shooting everybody. But then again, they're all holding guns, so they were prepared for it. I'm not even sure if that was meant to be funny or not. I'm just rambling. So again, this probably sounds morbid, but I do like the blood that splatters on the wall. Like, you play like a lot of these modern games, and like after somebody's shot, they just do one animation. Like, you can keep on shooting these guys and it just does more damage. And this probably has some of the best wall blood splattering effects I've seen. That's pretty sad because this is like 2 generations old. This game is very much ahead of its time. It's a shame Perfect Dark Zero wasn't as good, but I can't imagine what pressure Rare must have been under when they had to make that game after making this game and GoldenEye. It's kind of weird. Rare was like mostly strictly cutesy platforms, and then they had this awesome first-person shooter, and at the time, one of the best movie licensed games ever. So I guess that's quite a legacy to live up to. Beside this, and I like the last Banjo-Kazooie game, but they haven't really made much that's like awesome. That's gotta suck for them. I love it when, like, you're not sure if you shot them and then all of a sudden they just collapse. You probably shouldn't love it that much.
Online, I'll get power to the lower basement.
The voice acting's nice and cheesy. Apparently that hurt that guy pretty bad. He screamed really loud. I have to actually go and turn on the power. Go follow the wires. It was nice and courteous of them to put that there so I could find my way easier. How did I not get hit from that is beyond me. Also, if you're not used to playing these games, the higher the difficulty is, the more objectives you have, and obviously the harder the enemies become. Right now I'm playing on the medium setting, which I believe is agent. It's whatever the middle setting is. And you have a decent amount. If you play it on the easiest setting, you barely have anything to do. And the game just flies by and it's not nearly as interesting. So I recommend playing the game on the middle setting. Although to get all the rewards and everything, you gotta play it on like every mode. At least that's what the instructions said. So here's a door. I didn't go to it because I already knew it was locked.
Intruder alert!
Yeah, why don't you come here and visit me? Visit the intruder.
Must be holding Daniel.
Oh well, I'll come visit you. There you go. There's a whole army of them. What should I do? Apparently these aren't rocks after all. They were steel. This door is locked. That means I need a key. Oh, the old classic shooting gallery. I don't know if the color is really dark or I'm colorblind, but I have trouble seeing them when they're in the darker areas. Obviously they'll be harder to see, but they're almost invisible to me. Nice things to destroy. But I love in GoldenEye how everything's like infused with gunpowder. If you shoot a desk long enough, it actually blows up. At least that's how I remember it. Maybe my memory makes the game way cooler than I remember. I haven't played it in a long time, so I couldn't tell you if it holds up or not. This game holds up surprisingly well, but it's also super polished. Like the original game suffered from really bad slowdown, so
No, Joanna, I'm okay.
having this run at a really decent frame rate helps it. So the little updates that they have really help this game. But anyway, that was the third level of Perfect Dark on Xbox Live Arcade. Definitely, if you have fond memories of playing GoldenEye or Perfect Dark on the Nintendo 64, like, this is a must. If you're curious, there's a demo you can download, but I think this is a fantastic game. For $10, you really can't beat it. I've spent $10 on a lot of shittier games. So definitely highly recommend this. Again, this is also available on the Nintendo 64, but this version is superior. But anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I appreciate you watching my videos, and I hope you enjoyed it, and my little pauses and not remembering always what to say. But again, like as I said in my other videos, it's becoming a thing. I'm getting better at it. But anyway, thanks for putting up with my shitty gameplay, although I did beat the level without dying once, which is pretty impressive while doing a commentary. Not to toot my own horn or anything, but yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope you guys take care. Alright guys, bye.